Heineken Cup Champions once
Oh, the win at the end of the season. Beautiful stuff. And the chase down tackle. Ooh, what a hit. Rappi. Bear with me. I'm going to attempt to talk about one game for like 3 minutes. I love rugby as much as the next hairstylist, but I ain't no squitch. Luckily, there was plenty to say about the Champions Cup Final that took place this past Saturday. Leinster took on La Rochelle in the neutral destination venue of Dublin, and we got treated to one of the best games of the year. Some large-headed individuals have even dubbed it the best final ever.
Just a privilege to be here.
I don't have the history of watching cup finals to compare, but I can say that it is one of the best finals of any competition that I've ever watched. On one side was Leinster, the combine harvester. Fast, efficient, running the shortest routes to scoring, and apparently saddled with a tiny fuel tank because they need to rest constantly. Their opponent, like last year, was defending champions La Rochelle, a team based on 1958's The Blob. Seemingly slow but always able to catch up, designed to envelop and digest any other team. The build-up was done, the stadium was packed, and the ball was kicked off. And then 41 seconds after that, Dan Sheehan scored. And then 5 minutes after that, O'Brien scored. And then 6 minutes after that, Dan Sheehan scored again. Not since England versus New Zealand in the 2019 semi-final have I seen such perfect rugby. Leinster's ruck speed was, and I cannot emphasize this enough, stunning. Gibson Park knew that his runners would be expending every last bit of their energy to receive his passes, and Leinster just played simple rugby at such an incredible pace that La Rochelle could not reload in defence in time. 17-0 down after 12 minutes, and I was already wondering if the visitors would ship 40 points. Not visitors, this was a neutral venue, opponents. But La Rochelle are the champions for a reason. They slowed things down, took the game into the trenches, and used
malls that fall over, and then another one, and then another one, then another one.
With the game firmly under their control, they were able to turn around all the stats in the remaining 65 minutes, and they absolutely dominated Leinster. I haven't seen this happen. By the end, Leinster's forwards were spent. Their discipline was gone, and La Rochelle had dug themselves out of a massive hole to record the greatest comeback I've ever seen in a final. Leinster got shocked in Dublin. Another year with only the Irish Shield to show for their incredible 25-2 record. I guess the silver lining is that the bulk of the Irish national side get to rest for an extra week now. La Rochelle went back home to their small town where everyone and their hairstylist was out to party. And then this weekend they have a home game against Stade Francais. Good luck with that. Oh yeah, on Friday, before all the glorious Champions Cup action, we got basically the opposite of that. The Challenge Cup Final was played between Toulon and Glasgow at the same Dublin venue, this time much more neutral. There was no amazing comeback, no incredible speed of play, and no giant forward pack grinding bones to dust. Actually, there kind of was that. Basically, it was a French super club putting 43 points on a plucky Glasgow side that had no answer in any department. Congrats to Colby, Bigger and Olivon, and happy almost retirement to Bastereau and Parise, and happy full retirement to Glasgow's Ryan Wilson. For this coming weekend, we have the little matters of the English Premiership and ERC finals. Cape Town is already buzzing for the game, and I'm happy to hear rumours of nearly 5,000 Munster heads making their way south. It's gonna be good. The news. London Irish's situation has not improved since last week, and they are now circling the drain in an even tighter radius. No funding has been forthcoming, and no new owners have shown up. Not looking good. And finally, a report from the Rapport came out and said that the 4 South African ERC teams will all have a raised salary cap next year. The teams will each get an increase from 67.2 million rand to 85 million rands to keep their genetic freaks in South Africa. That's a lot of cash. They've also been granted the option to each sign 4 marquee players with salaries that do not count towards that cap. It has been pointed out that a certain English Premier League has been using the same pay structure for the last few years. You know, the one where the Warriors and the Wasps recently went bust and where all the other teams are in massive debt. A fair warning. There are a few differences between the South African and the English system though. 6 fewer teams in a market with much less competition is one. also no rule that says that Springboks must play in South Africa, thereby massively increasing salary costs is another difference. I'm not saying that this will stop the local unions from spending like basket cases with no thought for the future. But the starting point does seem a little bit more solid than what the English had. And hopefully this can lead to success that will help us fill our cavernous stadiums and make the Urk even better than it already is. Optimism. Pessimism. If award-winning journalists are to be believed, then all of this will go the way of the dodo in the next 3 to 5 years anyway. So might as well spend while you have it. And this week's rugby update will go the way of the dodo right now. I will see you all next week when we can marvel at Munster's incredible season where they went from losing to the Dragons to beating the Stormers in a wet and windy Cape Town. Bye.